Podcast. Very excited to have you here on this beautiful Tuesday morning. And we are up to part 6 of my product launch. And I have got some exciting news for you. We have made our first sale. It came in about 10 minutes ago. So I have spent $70 and I have made $70, which is pretty exciting. That's exactly where I need to be in terms of well, obviously cheaper would be better, but it's still very early stages in this campaign. By the way, if you haven't listened to the beginning of this series, go back to episode 232. I think it was the beginning of my product launch formula. I take you through how I've created the product, how I've launched it, the ad, how I did the sales page, the copy, everything. So from yesterday's episode, I went through how I launched it. Now, so far, we have spent, so let me bring up the results, still Facebook app ads bootcamp. All right, so we have spent $94 total. Okay, so if you remember back to the previous episode, I launched 2 different campaigns. Two campaigns, same video. One had slightly different angle in it. And the one that I thought was going to do better actually did worse. I spent $25 and I got 1 click, so I just decided to turn it off. Could I have spent more? Probably. I could have spent maybe $30. And actually the other day I had a campaign, I'd spent $20 and only had 1 click, and I kept it going and the cost per click came down. So I'll talk about in a minute why I decided to keep that one on and where I turned this, but I kept that one on because I had an inkling it might come down, where this one after $25, I decided, you know what, it doesn't seem to resonate, I'm going to turn it off. Okay, so I'll explain why I did that. But yeah, so there was two campaigns that I launched. So the first campaign, if you remember back, it had the headline, get appointments today with Facebook application ads. Okay. And then so that's the headline, and then it had a video of me. I went through the video, I played the video on the previous episode, and the opening sentence of that is, "Dear coaches, would you like qualified appointments in your calendar today?" Okay, so that's the headline. So that one has spent $70. The other one spent $24. So overall, we spent $94. But the one that's generated the sale has spent $70. Okay, it's had 9 clicks, and it's already made a sale. So that's a conversion rate of better than 10%, which is amazing. I don't expect it to stay at that conversion rate. So what I'm going to be doing now is I am going to be spending, now that I've got a sale, what I want to see is one more sale come through. Like if I get another sale before $200, then I will, then I'm going to turn off the campaign. I'm probably going to do this anyway. I'm decided based on these results and the response that I'm getting from the ads. Like the link click-through rate is 1.36% at the time of this recording. Which is, it's above 1%, which is where I like to see it to know that the offer is resonating. The cost per click is about $8, which again, when you're pitching a product, that's generally where you're going to see like your cost per click is more expensive because you're going after buyers, which is a smaller segment of the market. And this is what gurus don't tell you, right? When you go to sell this is a thing that the gurus don't tell you, okay? When you go to sell a low ticket product, $27, $10, whatever it is, you're going for the buyer. You're going to spend more for a cost per click, which means, right, that in order to be profitable, you have to have a great sales page, right? So what I generally see in my market is sales pages converting it between, if they're good, and sales pages that for a profitable campaign need to be about 5%. If you can get up to 10%, that's amazing. So I said mine is above 10% at the moment. I don't expect it to stay there. I expect it to come down a bit, but if it does, that would be a very profitable funnel because I still have to add the upsells in. Because at the moment we're break even and I haven't even added the order bump or the 2 upsells yet. So anyway, after $70, we're looking pretty good. So I am freaking excited. I'll leave it on a little bit longer to see if another sale comes through. Then I'm going to turn it off and I'm going to go and create all of the content for the product. And I am going to, relaunch the ad campaign. And, actually, you know what? This is another reason I wanted to record this episode. I actually think my offer can be improved in that, maybe not the offer, but having the, improving the sales page. So here's what I mean. The way that I have structured the sales page is more of a how to. It's not an offer driven lead. Okay, so there's a really amazing copywriting book called Great Leads by Michael Masterson. Great Leads, and that's actually a pen name. The real guy's name is Mark Ford. That's the guy I was trying to think of in a few episodes ago. Mark Ford, amazing marketer and copywriter. He has a pen name called Michael Masterson. And he has a great book called Great Leads. Okay, so these are like introductions to sales letters. Like, how do you begin a sales letter? It's kind of like what you say. How do you begin a sales letter? Basically, I'll just leave it there. Now, one of the if you want to target people who are kind of like who are looking to buy, you would lead with, there's like the bottom of the pyramid, right? The smaller segment that I mentioned a second ago. That is, you would have an offer lead. If you are, trying to take a market that is not very educated on their problem, maybe have a desire, desire to make money, but they just don't know how, right? So you would take the desire and then you lead them through a process of here's kind of like how you make money, and here's the challenges you're going to come up against, and here's my product. So it's a longer sales process. The lead is longer. So it's like the lead in, that's what it's called, lead. And that you would use in a story lead, but there's other different types of leads. And my lead that I was using for the sales letter, if you remember back to it, it's more of I don't actually lead with the offer. I lead with, hey, I have this Facebook application ads system to help you book appointments. So it's kind of like a how-to type lead. So that was my concern with this. The strategy of the sales letter was that I was leading with the system. So it sounded almost like, I'll give you an example, right? So here's the ad that made the first sale. Would you like qualified appointments in your calendar today? This is exactly what my clients have been able to achieve with my Facebook application ad system. Specifically, they've been able to set up system, launch system, generate appointments from the system on the very same day. How, you ask? It's simple. The system is so quick to get going because there's no tech setup involved, no landing pages, no automations, just one type of ad that takes about an hour to set up and launch. And as mentioned, you get qualified appointments in the next few hours. But probably the best part, using the system, you can generate a good 5 to 10 appointments every week for your coaching business. If you'd like to learn more about how it works, click here. So notice how I said, if you'd like to know more about how it works, not, hey, if you'd like to grab my boot camp for $67. There's no mention of an off, there's no mention of me selling something in that actual copy. At the end of the video, I do mention that, okay? So if they watch the video, they'll be all the way to the end, which most people don't. They'll hear me talk about my boot camp, right? So it's only until, so I'm kind of going after a bigger section of the market because I'm talking about the system, and then they click over, right? And the beginning of the sales letter starts like this, if you remember. The beginning of sales letter is like this. How coaches can use Facebook applications to generate qualified appointments today. So there's no mention of a paid offer, right? Like I'm selling a $67 offer. Dear coach, if you'd like to generate appointments fast, and I go through, hey, here's the system, here's what you won't need to get set up. Still haven't mentioned the product. Here's a 3-step process. Here's my clients are getting results. And then after I go through like the 3 steps, how it works. Then if they want to use the same system to get appointments, I'd like to invite you to grab my Facebook application ads bootcamp. So this is when I'm starting to talk about the offer. So I said all that to say, what I'm probably gonna do is test another strategy with my advertising where I just literally go straight into the offer, right? So the beginning of the ad is literally like, grab the Facebook application ads bootcamp for 25, whatever it is, 40% off or whatever the percentage is, right? $50 off for a limited time. This product will show you how to get up, do this and do this and do this. And then the sales page, the headline then would change. The headline would then be more like how you can use the Facebook application ads bootcamp to generate appointments today, right? So it's more offer driven. Okay, I would still have very similar content saying like, hey, here's how it works and stuff like that. So all the stuff that, here's what you won't need to get appointments, here's how the 3-step process, so that kind of still works. However, it's an offer-driven lead. The reason why an offer-driven lead can be very powerful, again, because I'm targeting that section. I'm bringing someone from the ad, or I'm speaking to people that are looking to buy, number one, and then I'm bringing someone, the people that click over from the ad know that they're coming over to potentially buy something, right? At the moment, the people clicking through, as I mentioned before, are clicking through and they don't yet know that there's a pitch coming, like for a $67 product. So the quality of click could be lower, but I've got a sale already, so it's good signs. That's why I said I don't expect it to stay this way. But anyway, I think it's worth a test to create a more offer-driven sales letter. And when I finish that, I'll go through that as well, so you can see how that works. Just an insight, there's a guy you've probably seen advertising before. His name's Rudy Moore. And he has an offer where basically he will set up and launch your ads for you for $97. Okay. And he actually says that in the ad, right? We'll launch and set up your ads for $97. So notice how it's an offer-driven pitch, right? So the only people clicking through are going, yeah, I want this deal. So he kind of talks about the offer in the actual ad. And then when you get to the sales page, I'm looking at it right now, the headline says, the ultimate Facebook ads deal, right? It's talking about the offer. That's a deal, same thing. We'll write, set up, and launch winning Facebook ads for you over 96% off. So the point is, the lead, the opening of the sales letter is the offer, right? And then it goes into everything you get. It has a video there. And so that's an offer-driven lead. It's generally a much shorter sales letter. So I'm probably going to do something similar to see if I can increase the conversions. If I need it, like if I get another sale, I probably won't. It's not going to be a priority for me because I've got so much other client work on that. There's no, like, if my campaign's profitable, like why would I go and create this second test, right? If everything's working. But it's something that I'll put on my to-dos to do later on to, when I've got some spare time. But I'm just giving you an insight into if this campaign didn't convert, which it has now, which is great. That was going to be my next strategy to test right away, but it looks like it's converting. So what I'm going to do is go and create the content now. And then if all things go well, you're probably going to see this ad floating around on the internet to get my Facebook application ads bootcamp. Okay. So with that being said, this may be the final one in the series for now. I might do some more follow-ups in a week or so with what's been happening with the campaign, but hope you've enjoyed this series so far. And you know what I'd love from you, if you haven't, I'd love for you to share, if you're getting value from this podcast, share it with one coach for me. Just email one coach right now. Just jump on your phone, one coach that you know, and just say, hey, have you checked out this guy's podcast? He's recently done an amazing series called My Product Launch Formula. It starts with episode 200 and let me bring it up here. I believe it's episode 232. Yes, 232. Just say, go check out the 15-Minute Client Podcast. He's just done an amazing series on launching products, or something like that. To say, have you heard of Luke's 15-Minute Client Podcast? It's amazing. I listen to it every day or every week or whatever. But if you could just share it with one coach, that would be amazing, because I think the information in this podcast that I do can really help a lot of coaches based on over a decade of experience. So share it with